My name is Jon Albert, and I'm with Canyon Ministries, standing in 75 Mile Canyon in the middle of Grand Canyon. One of the interesting things about Grand Canyon is the average amount of time that people spend actually looking into Grand Canyon is only 15 minutes. See, all these people go through all this effort and all this time to get themselves to the rim of Grand Canyon. And they stand up there and they bring themselves right up to the edge and they look out over this incredible canyon, and they are amazed and they are awed and they are impressed.
Are you dreaming too?
But then they just don't know what to do, and they kind of walk away. But they have this sense about them that they have been now to Grand Canyon, and technically, I suppose that's correct. They have been to Grand Canyon, they have seen it, they have stood on the edge, they have seen the majesty of Grand Canyon, and they have seen its beauty. And in some way and fashion, they've been moved by that. But then those same people kind of make their way maybe down the rim a little ways, and they find themselves standing at the trailhead to the Bright Angel Trail. And as they stand there, you see these people coming up out of the canyon, people that have actually been inside the canyon, hiking the canyon, experiencing the canyon. There's some interesting things about those people. As they come climbing up out of the canyon, one, they're exhausted, they're smelly, they're dirty, they're beat up. But in the midst of all that, there is a gleam on their face. And those that have done nothing other than come to the edge of the canyon and look out from the top really begin to get a real feel of the fact that, you know what, maybe I haven't seen Grand Canyon yet, because those that actually get down in the canyon have a totally different experience than those just standing at the edge. Yeah, sure, they get beat up and they get dirty and they get all tired and it's exhausting and it takes a lot of effort, but the experience that they have, the moment that they have down there to be able to see the canyon and experience the canyon, spending time there, transforms them. Unfortunately, many of us, we kind of approach church in the same way, or even God in the same way. Yeah, we put together a little bit of effort and energy and we get ourselves to the rim of the canyon, so to speak. We go get a view of God. We show up on Sunday morning. I should be proud of myself. You should be proud of me. I showed up on Sunday, right? So here I am, and I'm at church. Well, really, that's only like going up to the edge of Grand Canyon. If all you do is show up on Sunday morning and sit there and somehow have this moment and feel like I've seen the majesty of God, I've seen the glory of God, and turn and walk away, you're no different than those that have done nothing more than stare into Grand Canyon in 15 minutes and think you've actually been there. You see, God has something so much more in store for us. Jesus did not die on the cross just so we could go to church. Jesus did not shed his blood and go to the cross just so we could feel good about ourselves because we put some money in the offering plate. When Jesus said, I go to prepare a place for you, he finished that by saying, so that we could be where he is. He desires to be with us, to experience life with him, to be with him. That's what this is about. We've got to get beyond the rim of knowing God. We've got to get beyond the rim of the church. We've got to get involved now. We're going to get tired. We're going to get wore out. We're going to get beat up. We're going to get hurt by people. We're going to put ourselves out there. But that's the only way we're really going to get to experience all that God has for us. There's so much more than just standing at the rim. Great example is the priest Isaiah. Isaiah, a priest, did his priestly duties every single day. He must have felt about himself like, I know God. Well, one day Isaiah goes into the temple and something is totally different about that day. And the difference is the very presence of God. And the holiness and the presence of God fills the temple and shakes the temple. And Isaiah has no other response other than to go, woe is me. I am ruined. I am a man of unclean lips. I live among a people of unclean lips. But then God sends the angel with the coal and cleanses his lips. In that moment, God then speaks and he says, hey, I've got some work to be done. And because Isaiah finally had experienced the majesty and the power and the holiness of God, because Isaiah had finally gone beyond just the rim, he said, send me. He had gotten to a place where he knew God at a level where it didn't matter. Whenever, wherever, whatever, I'm your man, God. And it's not until we get below the rim and truly experience God in that kind of depth do we know him that well. And then at that point in time, we're free. We're free to live the abundant life that Jesus died for us to have. We're free from the worries and the cares of this world because we know that this is not what we were made for. We have an eternal glory that we're headed to. So between now and then, Lord, do to me what you need to do to me. whatever needs to happen to me to advance your kingdom, that's what I'm about. That's when we really begin to live. Go beyond the rim.